Welcome to Japan, the land of temples, samurai, and super awesome vending machines. Now, while this country is known to be one of the hardest working in the world, if you look back at their history, there's a tradition of mindfulness and wellness practices that are a huge part of why Japanese culture is seen as one of wellness and Zen. In this video, I'm going to share 3 must-try Japanese wellness traditions you can do pretty much anywhere, free of charge, that will help strengthen your mindfulness, helping you de-stress and kick butt. So just like my home of Hawaii, Japan has a volcanic geography, which has led to it being home of an abundance of mineral-rich baths that have countless healing properties, including giving you magical powers and eternal youth. Yeah, why do you think my 70-year-old mom looks 50? It's because she's Japanese. So I'm at Yunomine Onsen, which is actually a UNESCO World Heritage Site, and you can see here how mineral rich the water is. I mean, it may look weird, but these are actually called onsen flowers, and they're the sign of a healthy onsen. It means there's a lot of minerals in the water that can, give you superpowers like eternal youth and jacked muscles, or maybe just relaxing.
Do you feel like it has magical healing powers? That's a no. Okay. Does it have healing properties?
Wonderful. It just touching it is just remarkable.
What does it feel?
Actually, this area is even famous for tamago, or eggs, so they make onsen eggs right over there. That's how hot this water is. And drinking the water and having it in your food is supposed to be really good for you too. If you have access to actual hot springs, go do that. There are a few things better than just being in the natural world in hot water. If you don't have access to those things, you can make a bath at home, or honestly, even just fill up a bucket with some warm water to put your feet in. Now, it isn't just about sitting. There's a culture in this practice of onsen of having a quiet place. This isn't the time to make a phone call, watch the news, or scroll on social media. Just chill. At the most, put on some nice music. If you can, look outside. And by the way, if you're pregnant or have health issues, ask a doctor, because I'm not a doctor, unless a PhD in jazz hands counts. Then I have a PhD. Look at it. Hey, and if you're into resilience and accessible wellness, make sure you're subscribed with notifications on, because next week I'm doing a deep dive into the one Japanese tradition that literally helped me heal from PTSD. If you've seen my 5 quick self-care breaks video, then you know I'm a huge fan of sipping some tea. Japanese tea ceremonies are rooted in Zen Buddhism and have been formally practiced for over 400 years. The traditional tea ceremony is a pretty involved and formal process. I actually did it as a kid, and to be honest with you, I didn't like it. And if you go ahead and Google it, you might be overwhelmed by everything that pops up. But don't fret, you can easily do a modern version like I did a minute ago with a vending machine tea. So when you do this on your own, the idea is that by focusing on the details of the preparation and drinking of the tea, you step away from the everyday hustle and bustle. You create a moment of serenity and gratitude. If you're with others, it's even easier to practice that gratitude element. Number 2, set aside a specific amount of time and a designated space. In fact, in Japan, tea houses are actually a thing. That's how much of a ritual this is. Now, having an intentional time and space adds to the idea of ritual and ceremony. This isn't just, having coffee on the way to work. And if you feel inclined, you can add something cozy or comforting to make this space or time feel even more special for yourself. Last but not least, number 3, choose your tea intentionally. Now, you can go through these motions with any tea, coffee, or even just hot water if you're feeling frugal or don't like tea, which would make you crazy. But it's really nice if you get yourself a nice tea. Like, go to a little tea shop, smell the teas, see what's pretty, see what colors you like. Let that be these little details that make your tea ceremony special. Turn off your phone, screens, or any other distractions. The whole point of this is to tune out of the chaos around you and into the smell, taste, visual, sensory experience of the tea. Let yourself bask in all these little simple elements, find joy in them, and find gratitude. Japanese have the second highest life expectancy in the world, and one of the reasons for that is their relationship to food, notably the practice of Hara Hachi Bu, or stop eating when 80% full. Whoa, my hair is crazy. So for context, most Americans stop eating when they're 150% full. Now that's obviously a joke, because Americans never stop eating. Hara Hachi Bu is based on a Confucian principle and has been backed up by nutritionists who say that it can help strengthen the digestive system, decrease acid reflux, lower the risk of heart disease, and help you maintain a healthier weight, even if you're eating black sesame ice cream like me. You have to remember that your stomach is a muscle, and if you're training it to only feel full by overeating, you're setting yourself up for weight gain and health issues. I'll be back in a minute. To do Hara Hachi Bu, you can integrate any of these practices. Number one, eat slowly. Chew for longer. It makes you feel more satisfied, and it's actually proven to aid in digestion. Number two, use smaller plates or portion sizes. Instead of putting everything onto one plate, put on a little less and know that you can go back for seconds. In fact, food presented on multiple small plates, it makes you feel like you're eating more. When you put everything on one plate, even if it's the same amount of food, psychologically it feels like less. Finally, avoid getting overly hungry or hangry, because if you're waiting till you're starving to eat, you're more likely to scarf everything down and overeat and eat too quickly. Eating at more regular intervals makes it easier for your body to digest, and it also makes it easier to practice self-control instead of going through life like Pac-Man. It takes about 15 to 20 meals to get used to an adjustment in portion sizes, so give yourself like a work week basically to get used to it. Okay, I'm gonna eat this, bye. No matter which of these you try or take inspiration from, remember to practice these key elements they all share. Be intentional. You're setting a specific place and time to be present with what you're doing. Turn off your phone, any distractions, any helicopters in the background making noise, and just be present. Be mindful. When you're doing them, engage your senses. Practice being present in the simple joys of the act. And keep it simple and accessible. Whether it's tea, eating, or soaking in a tub, just keep it simple. Relax while you can so you can wake up and kick ass tomorrow. Thanks for watching, and sayonara. Ding.